No. Don't know. Let me see here. Let's see here. Are we live, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we are live. We are indeed live. Yes. We are live. Liveness. The state of being live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Liveness, the state of being live.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it be like that. It do be like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
One more day to Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you guys have an even better Friday. And then
Yeah.
after that, a nice restful Saturday and Sunday, hopefully, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice restful one, man. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing on Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Get a nice sleep in, you know. What I normally do, ladies and gentlemen, you know, just either, if it's sunny out, going to the beach, chilling with the family, right? And if it's not sunny out, right?
Yeah.
You know, rainy,
Rainy.
I'm just sleeping. Nice.
Nice.
Play some video games, read a book, you know? Maybe watch a movie, I don't know. Something nice.
Sounds good.
Something nice, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with something nice like that.
Never go wrong with something nice.
No,
Yes.
never. Always good.
Yes.
Always good to do that. Yes. Hmm. Yes. Get ourselves all set to go and do our thing. But yeah, we're just putting out some announcements as of now. Alrighty. Alrighty. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on, ladies and gents. Alrighty. But yeah, how's your day going? How's your morning going? Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Yes, put it in the chat.
Yes.
Let us know how you guys are.
Yeah.
How everybody's doing. Yes. Get ourselves all set up on the internets. The internets, yes, the internets. Yes. Have ourselves a nice. Yeah, I got. You know what I'm looking forward to today. I'm looking forward to a couple of things. Number one, I'm always looking forward to chilling with you guys and spending some time. You know what I mean? And then another thing I'm looking forward to, right, is lunchtime. You know why? Because I'm gonna demolish a chicken wrap. Young boy Yancey says I'm not too bad. Not too bad. That's good, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you're not doing too bad, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Oh, and we actually got a second bagger, VIVS, for today.
Yes.
Ooh, I'll just put that up there. Let me actually get the pen over here. One of the pens that DBL Moms has stolen.
Yeah, Tabendo, you have one right there.
You have two pens on this
That's
desk.
on your desk.
No, this is on your desk, and this was also on your desk.
That was there before. What are you telling me?
She's stealing pens. Ladies and gentlemen, she's stealing pens again.
Oh, stop it, really.
The little klepto. I'm kidding. She's not a klepto. But she's stealing pens, ladies and gentlemen. Stealing pens. Stealing. That's what she's doing. Man, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, she is stealing pens. DBL Moms stealing pens.
Yeah, okay. I'm at your desk. where the pens were.
Yes, you're at my desk.
So I didn't steal the pens.
Yes, you stole the pens. I don't. Do I write? No.
Yes, you do. You had one over here. You had one over there. It was on
No,
there.
I don't normally write. I normally just type things down if I have to write things down.
Yeah.
I don't write things
believe that
down.
one. Sure.
Yes, I do. I was like, why would I need to do that?
I
No.
don't know.
Nobody need to do that.
That's your word.
I don't write these things down, man. I type them down somewhere. Like a normal person.
Yeah.
Instead of paper.
Yeah. We don't use paper. What's wrong with you? Paper.
Using paper.
Paper.
What is this?
Paper.
What is this? What is this? The years prior to the 2000s? Come on. Nah. Nah. All right. Let's see here. Alrighty. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are just chilling. Chilling like villains. You know what I mean? Chilling like villains. I'm just getting my announcements out here. Boom. All right. Get this up here. Make sure we're good on X. Are we live on the X? Yes, we are. Good. Okay. Just check and see if we're live on Twitch. There we go. Yes, we are live on Twitch. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Get this one over here. Put this up on Facebook and Instagram and Threads and all that good stuff. All right, let's get this here. Instagram. Boom. Good. And Tata Des CEP. All right, yeah, we'll check out CEP.
Yeah,
Give me 1 second. 1 second. We're getting ourselves set here. Okie dokie. All right, we're ready. Let's get the intro done, and then let's get it. All right. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with my lovely Serengeti specialist, the one, the only, the bushy-tailed Serengeti specialist who shakes her bushy tail in the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes jet skis. Sometimes she likes Arby's. And sometimes she likes to watch videos of kitties and puppies. We call her DBL Moms.
Hey, it's Double Moms.
DBL Moms.
Double Moms.
Both.
I'm both.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's DBL, doubles, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
AKA.
Yes. The bushy-tailed Serengeti specialist.
Yes.
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 What?
Femi.
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
Don't know.
I don't know. Now she's just messing with me. Now she's just messing with me. All right, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, be sure to check it out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we called quite a few baggers today. We called 2 baggers already out the gate. Stepped up into the building, and already Southern Wind Parabolic VIVS, which went up 100%, and BCTX 102%. And then we called a couple of baby ones, over here. We called LGCB 60%, MBIO 44%, PET 99%, CNEY 96%, CEP 27%, ZENA 26%, AREB, AREB 20%, AVTA 51%, ELAB 67%, and APYX 20%. So that's what we got going on. Ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that's what we are doing today. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at CEP, because Tadidez did want to check out CEP. Let's check it out. All right. And CEP. All right. So we did call CEP a bit earlier. It hit a high of 27 cents, or 27%, excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's what we got going on there. It is $18, so it is a little bit more on the higher priced side of things.
Yes.
However, it also has a high float. We called it. It does have a bit of a high float.
Yeah.
At 28.74 million. Volume is 1.5 million. And they did have some news that came out on the 23rd that Tether, SoftBank Group, and Jack Mallers launched 21, a Bitcoin native company, through a business combination with Cantor Equity Partners, which is the company that we are talking about now. That's CEP. So this stock, the float is a little bit high. Volume is very low. Not liking that too much. Not to mention the fact that it's also a little bit on the pricier side. So, not really feeling it too much. We called it earlier. It did have a nice little move up 27%, but after that, it lost volume. So, it's not interesting to me. Not something that I find schmexy. Not something schmexy. So you know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it is. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Let's check out VIVS, because we called that one, and that one recently ran up nicely. It did run up nicely. It had a nice run up 100%. So it had a little bit of a spike over here. Let's get the graffiti pencil activated over here. Let's actually get some price action going. So you got 421 being the absolute resistance. After that, you got 385. Then you got 342, 328, 294, 250. We got another one over here at 260. All right. Then you got another one all the way over here at the and then over here you got 194, and then the low over here of 178. Teddy, this is you'll see later. I understand your points, but too funny. Yep, yeah, man. No problem. I hope so, man. I hope so.
Yeah.
Hopefully CEP does have a nice run, man. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope it do. And I hope that we make a lot of money, But let's see what we got going on here. VIVS, let's get the graffiti pencil activated over here. Now that we got our support and resistance lines over here, let's see. It had a little bit of a price spike over here. All right. And boom, it has that going on right there. Now it's got a nice shooting up. It's shooting up nicely. But again, it's forming a bit of a descending wedge. Actually, not a descending wedge, a pennant over here. So it has to break the pennant. It has to break through this resistance point over here at 294, break through 330, break through 342, then break through 386, and then finally has to break through 421 for it to be so much schmexy. Right now, it has to hold the resistance line over here at $2.60. Tight distance, respect, respect, brother, respect. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Respect. Yes. Yeah, so that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. So as of now, VIVS has to curl up. It is moving downward a bit more because it was a bit overbought in the RSI earlier.
Yep.
Now it's not overbought or oversold in the RSI, but we got to check the float and volume. So the volume for this stonk is 2.04 million. Float is 1.56 million. So the volume is higher than the float. That's very good. But again, it's moving downward right now in a downward trajectory. You know, it shot up, but then it dropped down, right? It has some news that VivoSim, which is the name of the company, announces emergence from stealth mode to provide technologies for the FDA turn away from animal models, $10 billion plus market. So that's what they got going on. They're they're doing some stuff with the FDA. So, hey, we'll see what happens there. But right now, it did have a nice move up 100%.
Right.
Make it nice, make some money. And then after that, it is what it is. Second bagger of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out another stonk. Let's check out another stonk here.
Let's see.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
Let's see what else we have.
Let's see.
CNY.
Let's check out. LRHC came in. It did come in a little bit there. LRHC moving a little bit. It has a little bit of movement going on. Let's see what they're doing. I see right off the bat not a lot of volume on the stock. Not a lot of volume over here. Let's check it out. It is a bit overbought on the RSI as well, so that's a little something too. Let's zoom in the room here a little bit. Let's zoom in the room. Hold on. But before we do that, let's get some price actions here. Low, absolute low at 11 cents. Absolute high at 18 cents. All right. Another series of support and resistance lines over here. Bop, 16 cents over there. Another one over here at 14. Another one all the way down here at 13. Well, actually, exactly the 14 mark. And then something all the way down here at 12. And over here at this level on 12 as well. And then down here at 11 cents over here. So that's what you got for support and resistance lines. Let's see what we got going on. Let's zoom in the room. This stock is definitely overbought on the RSI as of now. It's on a very, very choppy uptrend, though. It is on a very choppy uptrend. So we could actually put a little bit of an uptrend over here. Bop, right there. However, it is in need of some curlage because right now, let's take this over here. It's forming a bit of a pennant. Needs to break through the pennant over here to be schmexy. Has to hold at the 17 cent mark over here. Break through the 18 cent mark, actually 19 cent mark, excuse me, to be schmexy to me. But right now, this stock has, let's check the float. Let's check the float and the volume. The float is 7.24 million. Perfectly reasonable. Volume is 32.25 million, which is excellent. It's good volume. Very good volume, ladies and gentlemen. Very good volume. So I like that. I like that the volume is higher than the float. And it has news that there's a statement of changes in beneficial ownership of securities, Form 4, that came out yesterday, by the way. So there's some insider buying news on it. And then to top it off, La Rosa Holdings Corp announces authorization of stock buyback program, meaning that, well, yeah, it's doing a stock buyback program. So, nothing schmexy about that. We'll move on. Let's move on and see what we got going on over here. Let's see. What else do we have? Ladies and gentlemen? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for $1.99. Link to join us in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah. So that's what we got going on there. Be sure to check out that link, ladies and gentlemen, and get access to our 4-day trial for $1.99 before it goes away, because it could be going away pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. It could be going away pretty soon. You never know, right? So get it while it lasts. Take it while it's hot, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, So, also, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as share. Sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Share with your mom.
please.
Share with your dad.
Oh,
Share with your
share.
brother, your sister, your cat, your dog. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah. Share with everybody.
everybody.
Everybody. I'm talking share with everybody.
Yep.
It looks like LRHC is trying to curl back up, by the way. Looks like it's just breaking through the new 18-cent line over here. TR says DMN. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. DMN. Let's check it. Oh, boy. Oh. This is barcoding if I've ever seen it. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sirree. Yeah, I would
Oh,
say
it's-
that's, yeah, that's some barcoding going on there.
Yeah, that's
Looks like you should put one
Nope,
of those little handheld
nope,
scanners
nope.
to that thing and it would go doot, you know, like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Barcoding. Yeah. Yep. No. I'm a. Yeah. I'm a head. I'm a head out. I'm a head out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wow. That's
Colorful.
not even that. I'm like I'm surprised things can barcode like that. Wow. Okay.
What happened?
Look, all I'm saying is, yeah, we can put a scanner to it. Doot, up, there we
That's
go.
what I said. I just said that.
I know.
I
I know you just said that. Wow.
It's like,
Well, I mean, you know what? This isn't the craziest thing I've seen. The craziest thing I've seen was when a stock randomly shot up to 400%, and it was one big candle
it's
that
just one
engulfed the
big
entire
candle.
screen.
It just went on forever, that one.
I'm like, what?
It's like,
What?
Yeah.
Wham.
Things
Okie
don't
dokie.
normally do that, so.
Yeah, let's
Stop.
see. Let's go back to LRAC.
Yeah.
Let's go back to LRAC.
Ooh, normalcy. Okay.
Okay.
Well, my normal anyway. Yeah, let's.
No, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Tiara, I hope you made a profit, though. I hope you did make a profit. I hope you made a profit. That one threw me in for a loop. I was not ready for that. I was not ready for ooh. You know what I mean? I was not ready for ooh.
Ew.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, that was like a big.
That was like a whoa. Oh, by the way, DBL moms, can you do me a favor? Can you grab me some water, please?
Water, of course.
Water. Water. I need it.
You're like a plant.
It gets a little dry
Okay.
in the heat. It's hot.
It's hot. It's not that hot. I'll give you some water. Oh,
No, I know.
I'll be there.
I just need
I
water.
think this thing's off. Wait,
I need water.
that's okay.
You talk for prolong, like ladies and gentlemen, I'm not much of a talker most of the time, so I don't really talk much. CR says the short's about $5. Ah, okay. I get you. Well, let me get rid of these over here, and let me actually refresh this over here. And now we got a very choppy uptrend with LRHC, and it looks like it's trying to consolidate a little bit. So let's see what we got going on. Bop over there, boom, and then you got bop and bop right there. All right, so you got LRHC needs to break through this pennant over here. Looks like it's trying to break through the 18-cent mark over here, and could potentially climb up to the 19-cent mark if it's good. You know, it's good. We gotta see. You gotta see. Could it break 19 cents? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. 57%. All right. All right. I like what I'm seeing. All right. Come on. Come on. Keep that same energy, LRHC. Come on. LRHC is trying to curl. It's trying to curl. It does have the volume, ladies and gentlemen. It has the volume. It has the volume for it. It's just a bit overbought on the RSI. That's the only issue, really, is that it's overbought on the RSI. But could it keep curling? Maybe. Come on. Right now, it looks like it's forming a bit of a double top. little bit of a double top. Come on, curl past that. It has to break through this little line right over here. Hold on. Oh, yes, it just did. It just did. Yes, it has to break through this little line right here for it to continue to be schmexy. But it's moving up. Yes, there we go. 59%, ladies and gentlemen. 59%. It's climbing. Slowly but surely it is climbing, ladies and gentlemen. It's climbing. It's climbing up. And it's got the volume for it, man. It does have the volume for it. It has a higher volume than the float. That's always good. That is always good, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to keep climbing up like that. It needs to keep climbing up like that. Only thing is, it's getting a bit overbought on the RSI. That's the only deal. All right. And TR says, what do you think about AVTE? Keeps jumping from between $2 and $3 to $4. All right, I'll check out AVTE. Let's check out AVTE. Let's see. AVTE. Okay. All right. So AVTE. Ooh. Okay. So AVTE currently had. Well, first things first. Let's give it some support and resistance lines over here. Let's give it some support and resistance lines. So you got a resistance line over here at 435. And right here. Then you got another one all the way over here at 414. Another one down here at 330. Another one over here at 291. Another one down here at 277. Another one over here at, hold on, 271. And then another one all the way down here at 256. So, as far as this one goes, it looks like it's just consolidating. There's a lot of consolidation on this stunk. It is below the VWAP. It is below the VWAP. Let's see here. AVTE. AVTE.
Okay.
Let me put that up. I need that one. Yes, sir. Okay. So right now, AVT is down 1%.
There you go.
Currently has some insider buying news from yesterday. It's insider buying news, but it's from yesterday. All right. Then you got the float. The float is 13 million, which is a little bit on the higher end. Volume is 3 million. So the volume is a lot lower than the float. Not liking that too much. Not liking that too much. It is below the VWAP currently and is very much so consolidated. So me personally, I don't like the stock. Me personally, man, not liking it too much, ladies and gentlemen. Not liking it too much. That's just my opinion on this. This stock, It doesn't have much in the news department as of now. I mean, it had insider buying news earlier, which made it shoot up really nicely, but you know, after that, it was pretty much that was it. That was the whole show, you know?
Yes.
Yeesh. Just had to get some drink, some water.
Yeah.
Water.
Okay.
But yeah, it's moving down right now. It's down 2%, so man, not liking that one too much. SDA just came in. Let's see what SDA's got going on.
SDA.
Let's see what SDA has going on. Let's see. Because that one just popped in. Let's see what we got here. SDA, ooh, okay, yep, not a lot of volume. I can tell right off the bat by looking at it. A lot of indecisive wicks. So, man. But yeah, TR, if it is jumping between $2 and $3 to $4, then it's pretty volatile too. So, not liking that too much.
No.
All right, SDA currently up 7%. Not a lot of volume. I could tell just by looking at it. A lot of indecisive wicks, a lot of consolidation. Not liking that too much. The float is high at 34.81 million, so the float is pretty high. No news, and the volume is 35,000. So, not liking this stunk too much. Let's move on. Let's find a different stunk. Let's find something else. Let's see what we got here. What do we got?
Yeah.
And by the way, SDA. Is this a China stock? Yeah, it looks like it's a China stock, even though the characters over here look Japanese, but it's a China stock. Okay. I guess, you know, China, it's a Japanese-owned Chinese stock, I guess. I don't know. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. You never know.
Yep.
But let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. LRHC. I want to see what LRHC is doing. It was having some fascinating movement earlier. It was displaying some very fascinating movement. So let's zoom in the room. Okay. Currently, the stunk is a little bit consolidated between these two channels. It's got a bit of a channel going on here, DBL Moms.
Yeah.
Channel time.
Channel time.
Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time. Yeah. Over here, because it's got a bit of a channel going on. Got a bit of a channel going on between this area and this area over here. LRHC needs to break through this 18-cent mark right now, currently past the current resistance point. It's past the 18-cent resistance point over here, so it has to curl back up. It has to hold VWAP for it to somewhat remain schmexy to me.
Yep.
But let's check out the float and volume again for the stock.
Okay.
Right. The float is 7.24 million. Volume is 59 million and change. The volume did go up, so hopefully this could curl, because it did curl. It had some curlage earlier, but again, it does also have a history of being overbought on the RSI right over here, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we got going on. That is what we got going on, ladies and gents. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We shall see. We shall see. All right, let me get some water. Let me get some water, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. That's the good stuff right there. That is the good stuff right there.
Kid stuff.
All right. Ooh, let's see about BCTX.
Yes.
BCTX. Let's see what we got. BCTX. Alrighty. Currently, BCTX has a bit of. Oh, let me zoom in the room here. Hold on. Let me actually get the. Let me get some resistance lines over here as well. All right, you got resistance at $10.95. More over here at $11.79. Another one all the way over here at $12.37. Then another one down here at $9.03. Another one over here at $8.62. All right, $8.13. And there you go. That's what you got going on. Let's zoom in the room over here. Okay, so let's see here. Boom. Get the resistance line here. All right, let me get the little movement up. All right, and it's showing a bit of a pennant over here. Has to break through this pennant for it to somewhat be schmexy to me. You know what I mean? To be somewhat schmexy to me. Alrighty. Yeah, so that's what it's got going on with BCTX, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, be sure to share it up. Share it up, ladies and gentlemen. Share it up. Yes. Be sure to share it up, by the way. So, what you guys got planned for later, man? What you guys got planned for today? Me, personally, I might play some video games later on after some, some stonks and, making money. You know what I mean? I might do that, chill out, have a good time with some friends, Maybe go out and, have dinner with some friends, might do that. And also, BCTX, by the way, is up 62%. Remember, BCTX also has news that BriaCell Therapeutics reports sustained 100% resolution of lung metastasis in phase 1/2A Bria OTS study. So you got that going on. And then to top it off, they confirmed 100% resolution of lung metastasis with the Bria OTS. So that's what they got going on. The float is 2.8 million, very reasonable. Volume is 12.99 million. So this stock looks like it could potentially curl up, right? It just has to have the right movement. But it's got the volume for it, and it has a reasonable float, and it has some good news. So, hey, that's pretty good. It's got a catalyst at least. So we'll see what happens with this stunk. We shall see what happens with this stunk. Let's check out ELAB, TRS for ELAB. ELAB, let's see what we got going on. ELAB. 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 Yes, we actually called ELAB earlier this morning at 60 cents, right? And it went up a nice 67% since we called it. So we'll see what happens here. Let's clear out the drawings. Let's clear the drawings over here. Let's clear them out. Bop, over here. All right. And let's see what ELAB's got going on. ELAB currently, let's get the graffiti pencil activated over here. Hit a high of $5.44. All right. And then after that, proceeded to have more of a consolidation point around here, 457. You got another resistance line over here at 431. Got another one all the way down here at 334. Another one over here at 370. All right, and then you got another one all the way over here at $3 even. All right, and then you got another one over here at 270. So that's what we got going on. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. ELAB currently shot up, had a nice uptrend, had a nice move up. Let's see. Let's get the graffiti pencil. Bop over here. Had a nice movement upward. All right, but then started moving down over here. So now we'll see what happens with the stunk. We shall see what happens with the stunk. But right now, bop, right there, has to break through this little channel that it's got over here. Let's zoom in the room. All right, so it's got to break through this channel over here. Let's zoom out a little bit because it's been stuck between this channel at $3 and $3.35. It's been stuck at that channel, so we got to form a bit of a channel. It's channel time, DVO moms.
Yes, it is.
Channel time.
It's channel time.
Channel time. It's channel time. Yep. So ELAB has a bit of a channel forming over here. Has to break through the channel for it to somewhat be schmexy to me. Otherwise, it's meh. So we'll see what goes on here. But right now, ELAB currently needs to break this channel for it to be interesting. Right now, it's very consolidated. Right. Let's check out the news on it. So they had some insider buying news earlier this morning at 6:16 a.m. They also have some news that Northstrive Biosciences announced positive FDA response supporting a submission of IND for a phase 2 clinical trial for EL22 in combination with GLP-1 receptor agonist for obesity treatment. So that's good news, and it also has more insider buying news. So there you go. That's what we got going on. The float for the stock is a little bit on the lower end, 702,000. Volume is 3.97 million, so the volume is higher than the float.
Yes.
So it does have the volume. It just needs to break through this little $3.35 mark over here and to be somewhat schmexy to me, you know? But
Yes.
right now, it does have insider buying news. It has news that it is doing pretty well with its obesity treatment. So you got that going on. The volume is pretty low, so the price action could be sporadic, possibly. Depends on what happens with the stunk and how it is invested and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what you got going on for the stunk.
Yes.
Right. And it again has to break through this channel for it to be somewhat interesting and somewhat schmexy to me. Otherwise, not really interesting to me. You know what I mean? All right, so yeah, that's what we got going on there. That is what we got going on. All right, let's check out ZENA. Xena. And by the way, DBO moms, you know what I got yesterday?
What?
I got a bunch of chicken wraps, so I can't wait to demolish that for lunch. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
yeah, I saw them chicken
I'm
wraps.
telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna obliterate those things.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be terrific.
Yes.
It's gonna be
literally
terrific.
unravel those wraps and just
Yeah.
alive.
And by the way, the reason why I think about lunch is because I normally don't eat breakfast. I normally have a little bit of a fast going on there. So, yeesh. So I normally fast between dinner yesterday and breakfast. Today I don't do that. I do eat lunch though. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Good for weight loss and good for all that good stuff too. So yeah, always good for that stuff.
Yes.
Yeesh. So let's check out ZENA. ZENA. Man, I can't wait for I cannot wait for that chicken. Chicken.
Chicken. The chicky.
Yeah. And then after that, video games. Like, not directly after that, but, you know, when the work day is done, you know what I mean? When we're done making some money. All right, let's see. Let's zoom in the room. All right. So, currently, Xena has a bit of a little interesting thing going on here. All right, let's get the graffiti pencil activated. All right. It did shoot up like this. Bop, right here. All right. And then it did have a moment of slight, you know, pennant stuff going on over here, but then proceeded to move upward like so into an A to B, B to C, C to D, right over here, right? And then proceeded to have this little pennant formed over here. Right? Then it had to break through that pennant and shot up once again and formed another pennant over here. Actually, this was more of a descending wedge, if anything. Right? So it was a bit more of a descending wedge and then curled into another smaller A, B, C, D over Mya, right? Or Mya.
Right.
So let's see over here. Let's remove that. Bop. All right. And yeah, so now you had a pennant, A, B, C, D, into another pennant. Then you had another smaller descending wedge going down here. It curled back up into another A, B, C, D. So that's what we got going on. This stunk, Xena, has a history of being overbought on the RSI. So, you know, they got that going on. But Xena is also a Canadian stunk. It's a Canadian stunk and has news that global agriculture drones market projected to reach $8.03 billion by 2029, with significant growth still expected. That was what they had, and the global agricultural market, again, you know, projected to reach
Right.
8.303 billion by 2029. And it says here, global drone usage and adoption continues to skyrocket while largely benefiting agriculture industry. So this isn't really news pertaining to the stock itself.
No,
it's just
it's
news
not.
that's there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just news that's
It's
there.
there.
Let's see here. The float is 12.12 million, a little bit on the higher end. All right, and the volume, however, is higher at 15.06 million. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yes,
Can never
it
go
is.
wrong with that. Can
No.
never go wrong with that, ladies
No,
and gentlemen.
no.
Can never go wrong with that. All right, so that's what we got going on. That is what we got going on. All right, so Xena currently would have to, let's get some support and resistance lines out here. Let's get some support and resistance lines. All right. All right, there we go. So you got absolute support over here at the $2.14 line, because that is the higher point here. That is the lowest point. You got 227 over here. Got another line over here at 253. Another one over here at 284. Got another one over here at 267. Another one all the way up here at 298, and another one up here at 310, as well as another one over here at 319. So that's what we got going on for this line. That's what we got going on. Let's zoom in the room, because it looks like it's moving down a little bit. Looks like it could be potentially forming a little bit of a descending wedge. So let's check that out. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Bop over here. Yep. And another one over here. Looks like it could be trying to curl off that descending wedge too. You never know. It's forming a bit of a top tail. We like the top tails.
We like
All right.
top
Up,
tails.
up, but
we
it
like
is
the bottom tails.
up. None. Yeah, we like the bottom tails better. It looks like. No, I mean it's forming a bottom tail, but it's like a bottom tail red.
That's the
So
bottom
eh,
tail. Yeah.
not liking that too much.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's get rid of this one. Let's refresh it a little bit more. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh it. Currently, this stunk is moving in a descending wedge type of fashion. So it has to curl back up a little bit, has to hold over here at the 283 mark, break through the 298 mark for it to continue to be schmexy to me. But right now, has to break through that 298 mark. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Has to hold over here at the 283 mark for it to be somewhat interesting to me. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at AREB, A-R-E-B, while we're here. Might as well, right? Might as well. Let's see here. All right. AREB, A-R-E-B. Let's take a look here. All right. Looks like AREB is trying to form a bit of a cup and handle. Let's see. It might be trying to form a bit of a cup and handle here. Hold on. Let me remove some drawings. Remove these, okay. Let's zoom in the room over here. All right, little interesting thing here. It looks like it could try to form a cup and handle. So you got the little cuppy. It's a very big cuppy. Very big cuppy. Very big sippy cup. You know what I mean? But it's got this. And then you got this little thingy over here. All right. And it is moving above the VWAP, so that's good news. That's very good news. Could it potentially form a cup and handle? Possibly. It looks like it's forming a bit of a cup. It just needs that little handle for it to show its love to me.
Yes.
Or just curl up. That works for me too. I like when it moves up. That's fine. I like things that move up. All right. Also, it's a little bit overbought on the R side, a little bit overbought on the R side, but let's check it out. Let's check out AREB, AREB. We called it earlier this morning
Yep.
prior to its 20% run. It's now up 21%, so we'll see what happens here.
Yes.
But it also has some news that came out at 6:15 that the preliminary proxy statement providing notification matters to be brought to a vote. They had the Form PRE 14A filed, so we got that going on. The float is 86.66 thousand. Volume is 10.2 million, so the volume's a lot higher than the float. The float is a little bit on the lower side, but that's okay. That's fine. It looks like it's trying to form that handle right about now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's trying to form that handle right about now. So let's see. It's forming that handle a little bit. All right? It's forming that handle. Has to break through the handle for it to continue to be schmexy to me. Let's get some support and resistance lines here, though. Let's get some support and resistance lines. All right. Let's see here. Alrighty. There we go. All right. So we got support at the $2.08 mark over here. Got some more at the 224 mark, a little bit more 248, another one at 268, another one at 286, another one over here at 291, got another one all the way up here at 306, another one up here at the 335 mark, another one at the 352 mark over here. You got another one all the way up here at the 399 mark, and then some more over here at the 389 and 376 marks over. Yeah. So that's what you got going on. Let's zoom in the room. Let's zoom in the room. All right. Currently, the stock looks like it's going down a little bit. It was a bit overbought on the R side, so we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens. But right now, it's got to break through this little mark over here. Let's see. Let's get this over. Yeah. All right. It has to break through this little area over. Yeah. Could also be part of the little handle over here, but it has to break through this descending wedge. It looks like it's trying to. It's trying to a little bit over here. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if it can curl back up. Let's see if it can curl back up. Let's see. Let's see about some curlage. We shall see about some curlage, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah. DBO Moms, how you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm good.
Yes.
Just chilling. Chilling like a villain, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So that's what we got going on, ladies and gents.
Right.
But yeah, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for $199. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We already called BCTX up 102%, VIVS up 100%, and ladies and gentlemen, we called a couple of things yesterday, if I remember correctly. Yes, I do. Yes. We called quite a few things today as well as yesterday. Yesterday we called SNOA, which went up a nice 126%, ENSC 172, and AGMH 228%. And before that, ladies and gentlemen, we called HOFV 121, WNW 125, SXTC 197, TIVC 264, and GELS 558%. And then, of course, we called a couple of other crazy things before that. We called up SHFS 129%, MLGO 140%, SBEV 311%, and then UPXI 744%. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are just calling bagger after bagger after bagger. So if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. Get a 4-day trial for $199, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, be sure to check that out, ladies and gents. Be sure to check that out because hey, I think we call a lot of beggars a lot of times, don't you?
We sure do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think so. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
We sure do.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember, share. because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I am here with the lovely co-host, the one, the only, the Serengeti specialist that likes to hide in the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees, likes cups of coffee, jet skis, and likes a cup of coffee, likes to jet ski. Sometimes
Yes.
she likes to watch puppies and kitties.
Please.
Sometimes she likes to go to Arby's. They have the meats.
They have the beats.
They do. And some good curly fries. I can't lie. I can't hate on their curly
Not
fries.
too bad. Not too bad. Yeah.
What you mean not too bad?
Not too bad. Those curly fries.
Those curly fries are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not as good as like a McDonald's fry. Or,
You know it's different.
you know, best chain has to be Five Guys though. Five Guys burgers and fries.
Really got
Because
good
when they make a
fries.
burger,
They're
they make a
real.
burger.
I mean, really, really
All right.
good fries.
There was a wise man once said. You want to know the difference. A wise man once said that there's a difference between a weak burger and a burger that has strength. A weak burger you could chew and still talk. A burger with strength you chew, and the meat just absorbs all the space and all the air possible in your throat to the point that if you wanted to start talking, nothing but is coming out.
Like that.
Word.
Yeah.
That's what he.
That's
That
a
was.
good
Those were the
definition right
words of a wise man
It
right
sure
there.
is.
Those were the words of a very wise man. Okay.
Correct.
All right. All righty. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you can find us on YouTube at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money, where we do videos, a lot of live videos, a lot of regular videos on stock reviews and things of that nature. We do live streams on stock finance and news and things of that nature, so we do that too. But yeah, we do all that good stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. By the way, that our Serengeti specialist name is DBL Moms. Yes. And of course me, DBL Nix, the Rainmaker. Yes. And yeah, so yeah, be sure to check out our YouTube there, where we do a lot of stock and finance news and live streams, and we also do a lot of little stock reviews and stuff like that, as well as some pearls of wisdom from Mama Money herself. Mama Money. Yes. You can also check us out on X.com, aka Twitter, at Coaching Money,
At Coaching Money.
where we do a lot of reviews on the stock market. We watch the stock market. We keep an eye on the stock market. You know what I mean? We evaluate the stock market. And, we put up some news and stuff like that as well. And, of course, we live stream there, too. And you can find us on Twitch at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money on Twitch, where we just do live streaming and stuff like that. Then you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
Where we do a lot of stock reviews, where we do a lot of stock analysis there as well. And then you can find us also on Tiki Taki, a.k.a. the Tac Tac.
The Tac Tac.
TikTok at DBL
At
Nicks.
DBL Nix.
At DBL NICKS. And the screen name is Coach Nick Money.
Yes.
Yeesh.
Yes.
So that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what's going on. So thank you guys so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We love you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful Thursday, and even better Friday. And then after that, a restful weekend. We will see you tomorrow. All right?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to demolishing that chicken wrap. I'm just saying, I'm thinking it's on my mind.
It's on his mind.
Yeah. So if somebody eats that chicken wrap, I'm gonna be very upset.
Oh, dear.
I'm getting upset. You know, don't because DBL Moms does do that. I remember the lo mein incident of November 23rd, 2023.
But it was sitting there for like several days.
It wasn't sitting there for several days. It was one day.
was sitting there
It was
for
one
several
day.
days. No, it
Coach is
wasn't
my
one
witness.
day.
Coach is my
It
witness.
is definitely more than one
He
day.
is my witness. We went there to get it the day
You
before.
lost track.
No. No, I did not.
You lost track of
You-
time there because you thought it was one day. It
You
was actually
can,
2
you
or 3.
decided, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna eat DVL Nix's lo mein. I remember.
It was a lo mein sitting there for 3 days.
No, it wasn't sitting there for 3 days. It was sitting there for one day.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna have it for lunch.
That's what you say.
I had it for dinner, and I saved some for lunch, and she ate it. And I remember the Hot Pocket incident of December 24th, 2024. I remember that clear as day.
Clear as
Where were
day.
you during the day of December 24th, 2024, when you
What
ate
time?
my hot pocket?
But what time was it, Nick?
Actually, it was around 12:56. If you want to, if my memory serves me
34
correct.
seconds.
Yeah, 12. Actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, it was not 34 seconds. It was 23 seconds. You lie.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Look at this.
Not well. Not
Look at
well
this.
at all.
Stealing my lo mein
no,
and my hot pockets, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe this?
Oh dear.
And pens too. She steals Coach's pens.
Oh Lord.
Hey,
Yes, of course.
what are we gonna do with this
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Alrighty.
absolutely.
Anyways,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Mhm.
Much love. Take